We are at the Eaton Fire Senior Summit, and I am here with CEO Lena Louise Kennedy. How are you doing today?
I'm so fine. How are you doing? And thank you for being here today.
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. So first, you are the brains and the mastermind behind this incredible series that's going on today. So let's talk about what's going on today.
Thank you. Community Women Vital Voices, which is a nonprofit organization that's been around for over 25 years, we service the community and we meet the community where they are. So when the fire happened on the 7th, my phone started ringing. And we were in the process of planning a big event in December of 2025, so we pivoted. We pivoted because by the 9th of January, we had over 100 people that had called. And so our group got together and said, what can we do based on what the people have been calling asking for? At that time, they needed housing and they needed assistance with navigating that space because many of them were seniors and they didn't know how to navigate the website. So we created a resource guide that our team went on the websites from all of the elected officials' office and nonprofits and put together a resource guide to help them. And this resource guide was updated every month. After that, we said, how can we assist them further? So we said, they're navigating that space. Let's create a senior summit series. So we put together a lot of first ladies from several churches, and we said, this is what we're going to do. Now, in the meantime, we met with the first partner, Newsom, and these women said, we want to make a difference. She said she wanted to make a difference. So we said we're going to do a senior summit, meeting the people where they are, focusing on the Black community where no one's turned away, but that was our focus, and seniors because they're the most vulnerable. So our first senior series was focused on insurance. This senior series is focused on contractors because they're now in a different phase. But it birthed out of a need for the community. And day by day, we deal with the seniors on issues that are affecting them from housing to transportation. We work with a company called Butterfly that provides transportation at no cost to them. We have sponsors that support the work we're doing. And I just wanted to say that if it wasn't for the sponsors that came through, Black Freedom Fund, the Brotherhood Crusade, LA Sentinel, those sponsors make this huge event happen. Sarah Duche, we're just blessed to have the sponsors that believe in us to make this work happen. And they trust that we know what the needs are in the community. And so we have female pastors, first ladies, and nonprofits, over 40-something organizations work with me as a team to make this event happen.
Wow, that's amazing. So I want to look into this resource guide. So you have so many different resources in here. I know we won't be able to go through all of them, but what are some of the key ones that you would love for people to know that maybe weren't able to make it to the summit today?
So this book is something that we produce and we hand it out to individuals that come. In addition to that, we have additional ones that we produce and we provide them at the churches so seniors can navigate the space. And we have things such as building materials, landscapers, environment, because people live day to day and they're not thinking about, do we have enough trees? They're not thinking about the wiring overground. We are. And so when we bring that to their attention, that's why we have Edison and the gas company here, so that they can talk about what are they going to do to make life better. Yes, this was a disaster, but out of this disaster, how do we find the good in it to rectify injustice that was imposed on the Black community prior to the fire? So that's what I do, is I make that aware to funders. I take them on tours to let them see the Black experience of how our community was impacted before the fire. Now that we've had the fire, how do we create environmental justice? How do we create social justice and economic justice for the people that are oftentimes overlooked?
Exactly.
And so this resource guide helps our community understand how to navigate the space.
Yes, I was looking through it earlier, and there were so many resources in here that I didn't even know existed. So I think it's really great. A few more questions for you. So I wanted to ask, because you've, of course, met a lot of people who were looking for resources, especially the different seniors who have shared their stories. Is there any story that you can think of that it really impacted you and just made you proud of what you have put together for this community?
Every story is unique. I think what touches my heart, and it just so much touched my heart when I look at the seniors. We had a senior that came to us this week to our office, and we just meet people where they are with what little resources we have. We don't get a lot from funders. Everything that we get, I pay my consultants, I pay the community, I provide resources for the community. But I think what touched me, that just broke my heart, was I had a senior that came to me and said, two different seniors just this week. One said, I'm in the hospital with my husband. We've been in and out of the hospital since January. It affected my husband so greatly. And she said, I haven't gotten anything. And so I said, we're going to give you $1,000. Now, that's not a lot of money when you're navigating such a huge space. But you would have thought that I said I was giving her $200,000 or $1 million. She just broke down and started crying, and she said, no one has been this generous to me. Then we had another lady that came to our office, and she said, can I tell you my story? I said, sure, you can tell me your story. And she talked about she had a business. And she said, I'm a senior, and I have nothing coming in. And she said, people said that you could help me navigate and find where I could get resources. So I said, let my office give you $1,000 right now. She fell to the ground, this is a senior, and started crying.
Yeah.
And that just broke my heart because it was only $1,000.
But that's the thing. It's like even 1,000 even doesn't seem like that's a lot for someone who has been struggling or someone who has been constantly asking for help and not being able to get it. So 1,000 to you, don't minimize that. Where it's like, no, $1,000 is 100,000 or even $1 million to someone going through that. So you should be proud of yourself for that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm proud, but I'm grateful that we had it to help.
Yeah.
I'm always humbled that our team is an amazing team. We work with amazing organizations that do a lot of work for the seniors prior. I'm doing this for the seniors as a reaction to what they said they need. Many of the other organizations like Neighborhood Servant and Pasadena Village, this is what they do every day. Jackie Robinson Center, Senior Center, Altadena Senior Center. They do this every day, but they trusted me to partner with me to really offer all of us collectively working together to really meet a bigger need. And that's what's so beautiful about our Pasadena Altadena community is that we partner, get together, we work together, and we put everything aside to make sure our community needs are met. We have the churches that are incredibly just so supportive, and we meet with the black clergy. They meet every single month, every single week. And they're learning how to navigate the legislative space because our legislators dictate every single thing that happens to us. And our organizations was very instrumental in working with Supervisor Barger, with Councilmember Tyrone Hampton to get permitting waived. So we are on the ground, in the trenches, listening to the community, addressing what their needs are.
Well, I know that you already have a lot of incredible organizations and people who have help, but how can people help your organization to be able to help other seniors in the community as well?
That's an excellent question, and you're probably not, I could talk about that for a long time. I think the biggest issue is all of these funders, my biggest wish is that if they could get to know the community and give money directly to the community and the people and work with organizations like myself that know the community, instead of randomly giving money out and it's not to the right organizations that are addressing the needs of the community. And I want our community to be taken care of and not overlooked. So I wish the funders would look at what we're doing, and I shouldn't have to beg for money. It should be flowing our way so that we can meet the needs of the community. Today, we wanted to give every single guest $1,000. I couldn't find the funding with all the millions and billions of dollars out there. I couldn't find anyone to fund me so I could give every one of our seniors that homes were destroyed $1,000, but yet and still they're giving it other places. Something's wrong with that picture and that framework. We were able to give them today. We're giving 400 seniors $250 each because we were not able to raise 100,000 and whatever the dollar is to give 400 $1,000. So that's the message I would like to send to the funders. Look at organizations like myself and look at our track record. And look at the work we produce and look how we impact the lives of people. We've been doing this for 24 years. And so if there's a message to be given, that's the message that I would want to deliver.
And I know everybody in here agrees too. Yeah. So clap for that. Like I said, talking about whether it's $1,000 or $250 for 400 students, that's a very impactful thing. So maybe proud wasn't the right word, but more like God's using you for that, that you're
Yes.
going to get those
Yes.
resources. The right people are going to see it. So I think it's really great what you're doing, what everyone in this room is
Yes.
doing. And I
Amazing
can't,
churches and
I'm,
women.
I'm looking forward to Senior Summit Series number 3 in December. So let's talk about that before we go.
So December the 19th, we'll be having our next senior summit. It will be incorporated with our annual Women's Conference, the SoCal Women's Conference. It will be here at the Hilton Hotel, and it's an all-day event, and it is going to be magnificent. And it's going to be an event that really embraced the season of December.
Lena, you are an amazing woman, amazing organization. Thank you for everything you're doing for the community, for the seniors, and it doesn't go unnoticed.